Sleeping dragon, speak with the protectors. Ooh.
Go on. I need some rest.
Oh my gosh, please add your thanks for the team. Initiative Meridian Helios. We almost didn't make it, but thanks to the bravery of the Pathfinder team, we have well and truly arrived. Add your voice in gratitude. Let them know that they have affected their lives. Thank you so much. I'm relieved beyond measure that my involvement was not necessary. Bran Cavan. There are no words. Waking up to this was amazing. G. Daniels, Posey Roth. Thank you. Seems like the thing to do. Candy Jensen. Thanks. Forever honestly, LP. It's a Let's Player. To the team, H. Lowell. You're the best. Want to plant the flag? Cami Talbert. Simply thanks, Pam Aberdeen. I knew it would work out. They said we were good as dead, but I didn't see it, so I knew we'd come back from the brink. See Pernia. Look at all this fan mail. Tack. We're gonna make it work. Imke Magnuson. I knew we'd make it. Lori, Neva, and Ira. Thank you, thank you. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Can't say enough, HL. Go team. So grateful. Grazie. Amazing ride. B. Garanti. So hopeful. Came here to be someone. Now we can. L. Lowell V. Jess. Moving forward. Being stuck in stasis was rough, but it was nothing compared to what you did. Thank you. Paul Mugman. Thank you. Just thanks. Pony Moses. You're the best. Thanks for picking up my slack. Junior would have been amazed. Eric Chamber. You can drive my boat anytime. You're the best. Captain I. Can't say enough. This is stupid. Heroes don't need thanks from me. I'm just normal. D. Agata. So grateful. Your team is a lifesaver. They probably get that a lot. K. Tatarenko. A great story, Pathfinder. I'm going to write a book about this. V. Tetris. You should make a Tetris, eh? Ooh. More in evidence that it's Dragon Age and Mass Effect somehow are in the same universe, maybe, kind of, sort of. Maybe not too stretchy. Thank you, team. Can't believe it. Jang Aguda. Words aren't enough. A new life because of you. Suki Medeiros. Like they said, a small thanks from no one important yet. El Severa. That's the spirit. Pathfinder. Sopas Pathfinder. A light in the darkness. Tujela Alan. Or Alan. There's CC Pathfinder team. There's no way to thank you for the lives ahead of us. Jian Liu. Thank you. This was a strange journey to be on. C. May. Winners get raspberries? Team. Finding a home is brilliant. R. Jenny and Wild. There's a link to an animated animated texture of the Meridian Sphere with an added arm gesturing with 2 fingers. Sam has hopefully noted that, while awesome, it is not to scale. Thanks, I guess. I could have helped if I had a Sam. Seahawk. This was and is the best. Glad to be back in the game. M. Fenton. My thanks. A ratings victory, team. Thank you all. Gen Z. Glad to be home. So glad to have made it. Thank you, team. Baha Jo Hajomi. Me too. So many thanks, Alora. I'll make it matter. Just like you, Pathfinder. Just like you. D. Sutherland. I'm glad. I love this because this makes us feel so realistic. People are waking up and finding out that, there's a hero in their ranks, and it just really makes you feel like you've made it. This is a coming of age kind of hero story, and I'm loving this. Thanks for this chance. I'm going to do great things. Sing Hua. Please read, just to say you did a good job. Madeline Schmidt. Elation. All times are 3:14. All dates are meringue. Space is custard and sort of flaky. MFK. Just a simple thank you. Like all the rest, it's just a thank you from a would-be pioneer, Hami Okiro. Inspirational. If anyone asks, your family. A. Head there. Wow. Wow, that's kind of forward. Forever grateful. A chance we all needed. A. Gend. So thankful. Anyone wants to complain about the job the team did, tell them to take it to me. Helen Waite. Thank you. I can't stop crying. It's so beautiful. Ciala Kennedy. Happy landing day. Let's blow the roof off this place. Anders. Anders. Simple thanks over and over. I'm a carpenter. My daughter's a pilot. We're alive. Thanks. That's all. Benny T. Nice planet. Inside out, or not, feels like New Earth to me. Oh, this is our new Earth. B. Elba. I wanted home. I got family. Thanks to the team, I found family too. L. Voth. Much love. New worlds. Can't wait. Jatori Reese. Bravish stuff. Pathfinder team is all heroes as far as I care. DB Cumbernold. P.S. I'm pushing this live to the outpost. Bet they want to say thanks too. List updating. Awaiting database upgrade. Speed of entries has exceeded civilian buffer. Just to finish my train of thought about romances. Yeah, I do agree with that. It didn't affect me as much because, like I said, I was definitely interested in Gil the most. Reyes, I recognize what makes him awesome. he just wasn't my type. He just was never my type, and therefore he wasn't really, by extension, he wasn't Skylar's type either. Loved his character, though. Super cool. But he didn't really do it for me the way that Gil definitely did. Jal is awesome. I would definitely try to go after Jal on a future playthrough if I had the chance. I definitely feel that with Gil's romance, the moments that we did have with Gil were awesome. I just felt like we didn't have enough moments with him until the very end. It seems like it was very saturated near the end of the game, and I think they should have spread it out, either spread it out more or added more Gil moments, like in the first like 80% of the game, because I didn't feel that we had enough. But the stuff that we had, like, it was like almost one after the other, rapid fire. So having that more spread out would have been nicer. But I really loved all of the Gil and Skylar, all the brighter moments were super cute. I love all the stuff with them having kids, because someone like me who definitely wanted to have kids, even before I was married. It's not even a married thing. Like, even before I was married, or even before I even met my husband, I knew I wanted to have kids. Even if I never got married, if I stayed single, I still wanted to raise a child. And so being able to choose to possibly have a child with your significant other, in this case Gil, is awesome. I'm loving that.
I am Dr. Liara
we already
Tassoni,
did this.
and I've spent several decades researching ancient Protheans. It is
Your father's personal logs.
Yeah, I already... Milky Way Emergency, I already listened to all of this. So now we have... It's been some time since the battle against the Archon. And Meridian is beginning to function as a hub for humanity. Everyone is building on the foundation you gave them. Cool. Nexus. We still have all of these things. You know, and you can still continue, which is pretty awesome. I like that we can still continue this. And we already did... So that means we're not... That means we are... Oh wow, look at all these people. Vetra, Drac, PB, Gil. Everybody's here on the Hyperion. So that means we're not on the Nexus. We're on...
The decision isn't yours.
Neither is it yours. That is the point, isn't it? Pathfinder, you're late.
I'm sorry. I was too busy talking to the audience here. Sorry. You know, ugh. So we're on Meridian, the inside-out planet. I guess this is Earth 2.0. That's kind of awesome. It's a beautiful-looking inside-out planet. Can I get the day off to business then?
All right, get to it. What's so important? Initiative protocol. Thanks to you, we can finally proceed as intended.
As outposts become colonies, the cluster needs its own voice, a true council.
Oh.
And while I maintain that it is premature, we must nominate an interim ambassador to represent concerns outside the Nexus.
Ooh.
Or rather, you must nominate someone.
Ooh, I get to pick someone? Ooh, maybe an ambassador? Oh, there's two people specifically that I'm thinking. I'm trying to decide which of the two.
Interim ambassador? To what and for who?
To the Nexus. The eventual goal was always a galactic council, but Meridian has accelerated concerns.
An ark has landed. The vaults may make outposts self-sufficient, and we can't claim to represent a sovereign Angara. An interim ambassador would represent concerns outside the Nexus, until elections when we can all step aside.
At the appropriate time.
Why can't there just be a vote?
If this person is supposed to represent people, shouldn't the people have a say?
That is precisely why we need your backing.
We can't impose a vote on the Angara. Or even Kadara. Eladin? Won't happen.
But you've acted for everyone. If you endorse a name, some may disagree, but they will trust it as a starting point. Someone to speak for Helios.
I put forward Pathfinder Hager.
Oh.
I'd suggest you, but someone might think you killed the Archon to elevate yourself. We
True.
can't allow the appearance of that.
True.
But Hager keeps the position and the timeline in
Honestly-
the Nexus family.
Honestly, I don't think Skylar wants to be the ambassador. I think Skylar's got a lot on his plate as it is, and it'd be nice for him to try to take less responsibility for a change. don't think. Yeah, I think he owes it to himself to not take even more responsibility. Maybe Angara, the Moshai, an outpost leader, Bradley. Hager would be stable for us, but Hager's also the. See, the thing is, Hager's also the Pathfinder, the Solarian Pathfinder. I feel like I kind of want him to continue on that path. We could give the Krogan a voice. Oh. As a show of faith, this would be the biggest, like, this would be a huge, huge statement if I gave the Krogan a voice. An outpost leader, Bradley. Maybe an Angara, the Moshai. Hager would be stable us. We could give the Krogan a voice. Director Tan. He's gonna hate that, but he respects me. He's been wrong about me before.
If we want stability, maybe we should ensure the Krogan stay. What if it was Morda?
I wasn't gonna pick Morda. I was gonna pick
You
Kesh.
are out of your mind.
It's definitely unorthodox.
I wasn't going for Morda. I was gonna pick Kesh, not Morda. Morda it is. I'm backing her. Maybe Angara, the Moshai, and outpost leader Bradley. Morda it is. I'm backing her. Yeah. Why couldn't I say Kesh? I wasn't thinking Morda at all. Morda, no. Like, I want to give the Krogans a voice, but not necessarily that voice. I wish I could pick Kesh. Okay. An outpost leader, Bradley. Maybe an Angara, the Moshai. She's cool. I like the Moshai.
The Angara need to help define the process. It's their right. Plus, the Moshai would help solidify relations.
True.
We're already partnered, thanks to your efforts against the Rokar.
All the more reason to focus on our own issues.
An outpost leader, Bradley.
It feels like the original intent was to give that voice to the outposts. August Bradley's a proven leader.
On a considerably smaller scale.
He's kept EOS relatively stable, despite no militia presence.
Hager would be stable for us.
Meridian doesn't mean done. Catter's still out there. A Pathfinder is the obvious choice for stability. For us.
But hardly the empowering one.
Same old bullshit.
It's between, for me, it's between Bradley and the Moshai. There's a lot of great things about the Moshai because the fact that, you know, this is the Angaran's homeworld and it's an act of good faith for her to be the ambassador. Bradley's awesome too because he's the voice of the people, so he understands Nexus relations more. But I also don't like the idea of picking a human necessarily because I don't want to get back into the whole thing of, oh, the humans think they're so special because, you know, all of the major things that have happened that have saved the galaxy were human. Like Shepard was human, Ryder, the Pathfinder that saved the galaxy, was human. I don't want humans to unnecessarily be put in the spotlight too much. Now, that in and of itself shouldn't be a reason to not choose Bradley, but it's just something to consider. I feel like I'm leaning towards the Moshai just because she seems to value the Milky Way clans. I feel like she's not going to want to screw us. She seems to genuinely want to work with us, and she respects Ryder and she trusts Ryder. And I feel like there's a closer relationship. There's a closer relation between the Moshai and Ryder than with Bradley and Ryder, so I'm going to support the Moshai.
If we're going to treat Helios like a home, we need to acknowledge whose home it is. I won't name anyone. I support asking the Moshai to act as interim ambassador.
Meridian's opening day, and we're surrendering how much influence?
That's the point, you colonial ward.
Yep. Exactly.
Sarah is feeling better?
Yeah, she is.
Good. This decision, the policy and protocol, that's not what your victory was about. There's more to life than this.
Kesh would have still been my first choice, I think. That would have been cool. Having a Krogan. This is super cool.
Bradley has the numbers. Bell Scott too. Prodromos can expand thanks to Dex.
Integration of Hyperion systems is ongoing. Our SAM node will be accessible on return visits to Meridian. Integration of Hyperion
Okay.
systems is ongoing. Our SAM node will be accessible on return visits to Meridian.
Callow.
Ryder, enjoying the fruits of your labor? You deserve it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Callow.
The Tempest is getting some much-needed service. I thought I'd leave them to it. But I wouldn't miss the big day. Meridian looks so different out of the cockpit. I think I understand better why you do what you do.
Finding Meridian crystallized a lot of things about being a Pathfinder.
I expect many around here are thinking about their own potential. I don't pretend to understand everything, but Meridian must have opened a lot of doors. Not all of them safe. I want you to know that it'll be my privilege to keep flying you to them.
This is another part of the game that I love. Another part of the game that I absolutely love is being able to continue having this extended ending, even though the credits already rolled and then it showed the stinger with the Primus, I think. You still get to have this entire thing where you get to walk around, still make major decisions, still get to talk to your crew. I love that. That's so cool. That is really awesome. Why do people why again do people dislike this game this much? I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. I'm sure people are going to write in the comments why. But I can't imagine anything is going to convince me to hate this game. Because I loved my time playing it. I will have fond memories of this game.
It means a lot that you want to stick with us, Callow.
Of course. And keeping my ship is a plus.
Yes.
I've learned a lot from you, Ryder. And Gil. Though, please don't tell him that. Things will change now. But that's all right. Nothing's ever really lost. All's well, it seems?
All's well. Okay, Suvi.
Meridian, huh? I see it every day, and I'm still amazed. We're really starting to put down roots. It's wonderful. Did I tell you? The team's working with the Angara to set up a joint research body.
That sounds exciting.
I know, I can't wait. Us helping them helping us. Can you imagine what we could accomplish? I'm getting all misty just thinking about it.
Joint research body, cooperation with the Angara? You're planning a party, right?
Of course. Nothing builds a team like a good whiskey and a laugh.
Movie night.
You'd better show up, Ryder. We wouldn't be here if not for you.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Movie night, just as long as it doesn't require me jumping from planet to planet for several days to set up. Hi, Dr. Lexi.
Still standing?
Yup.
Still standing.
Then I did my job. Somehow. Nothing more need be said.
There's one thing. Dr. Lexi Tapero, thank you.
Yeah, that did it. You jerk. Go on. I've a reputation to protect. Ryder?
Lexi. Suvi.
This place is incredible. I really want to delve into its inner workings, but we haven't got clearance yet. I think they're afraid us mucking around might cause Meridian to drop out of the sky or something.
Yes, it's very
About
incredible.
the Angara?
Hey, PB. Oh, future potential and protocol. For Nexus Technical Record, Jardan Language Study, reporting, Tig Velen Linguistics. Jardan technology remains unscrutable. We can't even determine their intent in building Meridian, and partial translations only serve to provoke concerns. Research is ongoing. If they do
What does
continue
this mean, Sam?
The language is imprecise, or perhaps too precise, but the potential capacity of Meridian is clear.
Unlimited. Oh, good. You're here. Maybe the festivities can finally begin. Don't like sitting on my ass. Places to see, people to go. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, let's get this show on the road. Meridian looks great, but, you know, been there, done that.
Hey, this was a big accomplishment. It's important to enjoy it.
Don't get me wrong. I'm proud of us. Helios is changing, and will be for a long time. I'm just antsy. Don't want to miss a thing. Oh, I almost forgot. Kalinda sent a congratulatory message. She was angling for an invitation, I think.
Really?
Denied.
Hope you didn't turn her back into an enemy.
Oh, you're always so serious. Enjoy the moment. We're here to celebrate, remember?
Look who's talking, Miss Basale.
Just keeping you on your toes. For now, you're right. The galaxy isn't going anywhere.
For now.
Let's have some fun. I'll be ready whenever you're done with the party.
There is going to be a party? Is there actually going to be a party? Because that would be amazingly awesome. There's so many people. There's so many people here. Subi, Lexi, Gil's over there, so I'm going to get to him last. I want to save him for last. Darlavas Hyperion.
Up straight, everyone. This is the guest of honor.
Like you have to tell anyone that.
Hunter, this is our opening. Let there be some sense of ceremony.
As I was about to say, hello, Pathfinder. I am Chief of Operations, Ayora Pile.
Nice to meet you.
Second Wave Placements Officer, Darlavas Hyperion.
Hunter Carey, Reconstruction.
Hunter Kelly, can I get some clarification on Reconstruction?
Sure thing. I'm tasked with turning this once proud vessel into the future proud human capital.
Oh.
It's more complicated than that.
No, it's a structural and organizational nightmare. Which is job security, which is perfect. Come back in a year. This'll be a galactic hub. You won't know where the Hyperion ends and Meridian begins.
Hunter Carey needs to be a romanceable character for the next, not for Skylar. Skylar's sticking with Gil, but I'm just saying, if they make another Mass Effect, my next writer, my second writer is going after Hunter Carey. That accent, smoking hot. The look, just as smoking hot. But the accent is what does it. Smoking hot.
Ayora Pile, you're in charge of Meridian?
That's a big statement. I will oversee the operations and establishment of our port. Exploration and study of the interesting substructure will be handled by Initiative R&D. I'm told that may take lifetimes. We'll ensure that we have them. That's what I trained for.
Cool.
Darlavas Hyperion, Placements Officer?
As our developments in the cluster grow more sophisticated, proper matching of sleeper and assignment will be vital. My mission is to ensure compatibility and fulfillment.
When are you changing your name to Vast Meridian?
I keep Vast Hyperion to honor the ship that brought us here, as my godparents would want.
Just saying we're staying.
Please forgive Hunter. He is an ass.
I'm sure he has a very nice one, ma'am. Second all. That's a drink,
This
everybody.
is the first I've heard of the term second wave.
It isn't literal. There have been several groups deployed for outposts. Second wave is about the staged evolution of the initiative.
First wave out of cryo, structural support and generalists. Food and fences. Second wave is organizational. Less generalists, more specialists.
Makes sense.
More paperwork.
It's needed to rapidly advance. I'm not spending a generation on the range.
Sounds like Meridian is in good hands.
I can only read the reports of how you brought us this opportunity, but rest assured, we will not waste it.
Yes. Thank you, Pathfinder.
Aye, what they said.
It's cool that they're still introducing new characters even after the ending, so I'm hoping when they bring out DLCs for this game, we'll start to interact with these new characters more. It seems like they're preparing for the next chapter.
I'll pay it forward, I swear.
You're welcome, Doris. I don't remember. Sorry, I don't remember who you are, Doris, but it's okay. More email. Oh my goodness, interfacing long-term damage. Reporting Dr. Harry Carlisle, assisting Dr. Lexi Tapero, Sam. The ability to activate remnant technology without the SAM is an amazing adaptation, but the writer's siblings have worked that muscle very hard in a limited time. Sam reports that at least in the Pathfinder's case, normal brain functions has not been affected. However, we can absorb scarring on the occipital lobe and hippocampus. This fits with assumptions about remnant, RE, interocular transfer, and short long-term memory. There are also stress markers throughout the corpus callosum, suggesting remnant activation requires some deviation from cooperative hemispheric function. I'm not going there in this report. That split brain business has always skeeved me out. Recommendations: ongoing monitoring of the Rider siblings, restriction of the Remnant interfacing, unless Sam assists. This was one heck of a Hail Mary and we all got lucky. Let's not push it. Notes to shut Tan up. Reply: what did the Archon actually do and will it kill us? Please summarize this in a form that Director Tan can easily digest. I'd like him off my butt at our earliest convenience. We're examining everything including the Archon's eye, his Omni-Tool equivalent. Many functions remain unknown and seem specific to exaltation. Forwarded to genetics response Krogan. It appeared to allow the Archon to externally manipulate the SAM connection, but it's unclear how useful the Archon's own data will be. He clearly wasn't aware how difficult it would be to attempt to interface with Meridian. Despite observing the hemorrhaging, the Pathfinder suffered while interfacing with far smaller remnant elements. The data from SAM suggests the Archon managed to poke some form of maintenance protocol. The remnant that he summoned were enacting some form of corrupted cleaning behavior. The architect was itself in some state of construction disrepair. As for Meridian's activation, that was not the Archon. The simplest analogy is that touching any system was akin to approaching a motion-detecting light. As soon ships approached, Meridian began to transition out of dormancy. Notes to shut Tan up too. Continued. Could Meridian be weaponized? Technically, anything can be weaponized if you throw it hard enough. Note: do not say that to Tan. We're getting into who are the Jardan and what did they intend territory. Signs point to Meridian being a life lab or seed world, and that includes aggressive terraforming through network vaults. This could be dangerous, but while it is attempting to look at the purge state of vaults and wonder if it could be turned into a planet-wide event, we've seen no evidence of that capability. I just thought of something. Obviously, the Jardan would be a giant mystery for future Mass Effect like games or DLCs. I'm wondering if this entire cluster can be seen as one big giant experiment for them, like a petri dish. You know, a petri dish for them. They created this life, they terraformed these planets, you know, and maybe like they were originally going to do this just for science purposes. I don't know. That would be really interesting to find out if that were true. Some pendant says that ever since the 2037 outbreak on Earth, every military-run human lab had protocols for emergency sterilization of facilities. Solarians have similar fail-safes, again in military facilities. Has anyone asked whether the Meridian Sphere and connected vaults were considered civilian enterprises? We know that the Scourge was a weapon and that the Jardan were deliberately targeted, but we've no indication why. Seems like we'd want to know that. I think that's going to be answered in a future game. Angara showing affinity. Useful? Security evaluation, Apex collected, status ongoing. We've already hosted multiple Angaran factional heads. Separate concerns have been logged for 2 of those, Panel Croeject and Io-1. We're making liberal use of their expertise. It's possible that some of Meridian was designed for them to access. They can't, of course, but they've been no end of help about adapting our technology to integrate somewhat into the Meridian power structure. The Angara welcome any access, and we're glad to host it. No doubt some of them are interested in their connection to the Jardan. It's jarring enough to have a creator, but one that was here only centuries ago? I'd be all over this place. Angara showing affinity. Alert. Security addendum. SAM override. Attendees. Data missing. Speaker 1. The revelations on Havar are problematic. We've never encountered a species designed to pass information through their genetics, nor do we know the limits of this function. Speaker 2. If they retain information, can we access it? Maybe the Akara can remember how to work Meridian. That's interesting. Speaker 1. That isn't the right question. If they can retain information, can they also receive it? Receive instruction? Have they already? Speaker 2. Well, that's just... You mean sleeper agents. Speaker 1. Shut that off and wipe and log. Interfacing budgeting request. Interfacing going forward. Special budgeting request. Reporting data missing. SAM override. As of today, the Rider siblings are still the only people able to directly interface with Remnant, and only the SAM connection allows the Pathfinder to do it without damage. It is a self-limiting adaptation, but there was a time when there was only one human biotic, and the mistake of the day was to say she was the only one rather than the first. This ability is demonstrably trainable. We must assume that, like biotics, it is something that can be assisted and will spread in future. To avoid the violence of Subject White, and to avoid the mistakes of BAT training at Gagarin, we must begin preparations now. We live inside a machine made by aliens we can't comprehend. Yeah, that's not risky or shady at all. The next person to control Remnant cannot be an accident. Welcome to New Zero. Let's be ready. Autopsy and handling. Subject Archon. Ooh, I was wondering what they're going to do with the Archon's body. I didn't think they would just burn it or destroy it. They're probably going to study it. Reporting exobiologist Dr. Viala Polina. Subject, the Archon. Species, Ket. Age, unknown. Cause of death. The jokes will cease. The cause of death is not Pathfinder. Oh, that's kind of awesome. I may be second wave and didn't see the fight, but there are no monsters in my morgue. This being will be afforded the respect of our profession, especially since the cause of death could have direct consequences, should our Pathfinder continue to manipulate Remnant or others seek training in their use. While the structures of the Ket brain are unknown in purpose and perhaps design, the damage to tissue is obvious. When the devices of Meridian were denied an external power source, they in part drew from the Archon's own augmentations. This repeated surge and transfer inflicted internal burns and, shockingly, lacerations. However, it is my opinion that these injuries, while severe, were survivable. I say this because I have personal history with treatment of biotics who have strained too far and damaged themselves. The fatal element here is different. The use of Remnant is not just a physical strain, it seems to draw some part of the mind into the manipulated element, a division on consciousness. I am in theoretical territory here, but this is my analysis. The Archon overextended his faculties within Meridian. When the Pathfinder took control of the power, the Archon was not just depowered, he was, for the lack of a better term, severed from himself. Ugh. I need more time with the Archon's remains and dedicated facilities. A full team. The study of what this one being could last lifetimes. Wow.